All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our open house. I'm with Biomedical Engineering, and my name is Ong Nguyen. This is my email. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. And this presentation is given by Dr. Matthew Lineweber. This is also his email. But feel free to email either of us if you have any questions. Once again, welcome, welcome, and welcome. So as always, feel free to stop me at any time if you have any questions. A little bit about me, but right, you're probably wondering why am I not some professor here? I actually went here for undergrad. I started in 2013. And then I came back for master, said major in biomedical engineering, undergrad, came back for master. And I just graduated a couple months ago over the summer. And I am now currently a part-time lecturer. I teach SolidWorks, CAD design in the college engineering for the BME major students. And so the department asked me, hey, be happy to help with the open house. And I said, absolutely, yes. Before, back in the day, the open house used to be in person, and we would open up the labs and all that stuff. But now we're in a new time. This is interesting. So again, welcome. So few facts about San Jose State University. We are the heart of Silicon Valley. And by the way, this presentation is also pre-recorded on the website. However, it will also give you the student's perspective, right, of the same information, plus a little bit more from someone who's been through the program, undergraduate, and came back for master, and now just teaching part-time. I'll give you, so that way the students, when they see this, they will see, okay, what it's like to go here and coming back, and why am I here almost as if forever? This is my 8th year here in San Jose State, but I do get my degree, so that's good. Not that I'm here forever. So once again, we're in the heart of Silicon Valley, right? A lot of people, outstanding diversity, and there are amazing things. There are thousands of biomedical companies around here, and we're not that far from the beach, right? In fact, that you from Santa Cruz, and then and there are lots of hiking, places around here. So that's great. And there's a song that's San Jose in it. It's way before my time. I don't actually know the song, but there's a song. Do you know the way San Jose has San Jose in it? And the university structure, let's look at the whole picture, right? University, we're comprised of 7 colleges, okay? So when you say university, it's made up of little colleges, like you have College of Science, right? College of course, engineering. There's business college, right? Each college is like a little smaller kingdom, right? And the college has its own department. The department is even a little smaller kingdom, little state, if you will. And each department has its own degree program, right? We have, let's say, biomedical engineering, we offer undergraduate, so Bachelor of Science and then Master of Science, right? Different department has its own degree program. And within each of these degree program, right, we'll take certain classes. So let's just break it down, right? And particularly College of Engineering, we have 10 departments, with BME being the newest department. And I'll go over a little bit about the history when it started. And then there are about 13 degree programs, granting programs. And yeah. So the program itself started in 2011 when we were approved by the chancellor, right? Being approved means you have a degree, but being ABET accredited means saying, hey, these courses are the right courses, that has certain curriculum that is standardized by a governing body that's accredited. Okay, your courses are good, are correct. Originally, we do have our own independent, industry advisor board that help tell us, hey, these are the courses the student should know, statistics, SolidWorks, and all that stuff. Welcome, Samuel. And once again, feel free to stop me anytime, give you any questions. And our office is in room 233. So when you come to engineering, right? 2 means the floor, right? First floor is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're on the 2nd floor, room 233, right? It's in the, if you go enter in from the San Fernando and 8th Street and go inside, you walk up the stair, you probably see 233. That's BME, the department office. And feel free to swing by. I'm actually in the office right now, right? This is on this door. Once again, what is biomedical engineering? Like sometimes people listen here is, wow, is that fancy? It has biology, it has medical, and then there's engineering. It's almost everything. And the first thing that comes to mind, usually people think, yes, it's almost a little bit of everything. Interdisciplinary, right? It's an application of engineering knowledge. So you know all these things about biology and health, and then engineering, you will make it work. You engineer to improve the quality of human life. Knowing all these biological factors, all the health sciences, you bring it all together. And from there, there comes innovation, entrepreneurship, and collaboration in jobs. It's a quick growing field. And the thing about biomedical engineering world is we're all governed or regulated by a big, body we all heard of is the FDA, right? With all these vaccines coming out, the FDA, we're FDA regulated industry, meaning we all have to show the FDA whenever we come up with something, to continue showing them, hey, this is safe and effective. You're gonna hear the phrase safe and effective throughout your entire biomedical industry, college experience, throughout your whole career, if even safe and effective, equally looked at, right? You gotta be safe and effective, or for sure, safety first, right? And there are different disciplines within biomedical engineering, right? You can become biopharma, imaging, where you process all the images coming in, or you do like a software that look at AI, look at images of your lungs and see which one is you can how quickly the AI can spot COVID or whatever. This tissue engineering for cells culture, developing scaffold for tissue engineering for growing, splitting cells, biomaterials, right? All the materials that you have like Band-Aid, or it could be microfluidics, whatever that helps, doing certain application of biomedical engineering. There's microfluidics, signal processing. There's different disciplines within biomedical engineering. It's not, it seems very broad, but you can go narrower, and you can go into regulatory and quality, meaning there are people who actually knows in and out of how to fill out regulatory regulations, to ensure the biomedical product in a company will get, accepted by the FDA, meaning they have to know how to prove this device is safe and effective. And the good thing about us is there are tons of companies around. That is why when students graduate, like me, when we graduated, my colleagues, we're able to kind of hang around, because in the Bay Area, we have the highest density concentration of biomedical device. And then there's also San Diego, and then in Boston, Massachusetts, picking up soon. But just here in the Bay Area, we have Abbott, all the big sharks, we like to call them sharks, like the big one, Intuitive Surgical, Abbott, Johnson Johnson, you heard is Abbott already mentioned. This picture is kind of old, but it's still, there are a ton more. There are a lot more companies, and thank you to Ganesh, for compiling this amazing looking pictures. So Claren, it's kind of an old company, and the fun thing is, our students, when they graduate, they're all around as well. So networking is going to be something that I keep telling students, hey, keep talking out, reaching out to anyone, your friends, whatever, even alumni from these companies. Just LinkedIn, use LinkedIn right away. All right, get your LinkedIn started. And networking is something that's terrifying and fun at the same time. And I'm going to tell you some more resources that can help, improve your networking skill. So again, this is all the biomedical companies around here with a lot of revenues. This is kind of a couple years back. I think it's more now with all the vaccines developments, concentration or focus in medical. So I think the revenue is actually way up, because lots of companies are being, this is the information that you got to hear when you're in the program. You hear which companies is buying out other companies, which companies is hiring everybody. So the answer is Safed, right? You're going to hear Safed companies everywhere. You hear Abbott everywhere, Johnson Johnson, Genentech. So that's kind of fun to keep track of. And then again, the amazing thing about our department, our major, is we have students almost every companies. and we can always, they're very nice, friendly. We can reach out to them. They come back once in a while to help, do guest lectures, or sometimes even come back to just teach. Like me, you can do SolidWorks teaching. And then, so what is really driving force, right? The idea being, as technology gets better, for the next 20, 30 years, we'll live longer because of these biomedical engineering, biomedical resources, improvements in technologies that prolong life. Therefore, there's preventive better treatments for everything. We'll just live longer. So, and once again, this is why BME at San Jose State, again, we're a lot of companies around, and we have very close ties with industry, right? The curriculum was helped, put together by, also with the help of industry, the panel that come together and support us. And we are very diverse, many people from different backgrounds, and very inclusive. And the amazing thing is you have probably the best faculty here, the biomedical. I know I'm biased, but they really are the best. Practically everyone knows each other out here. It's getting harder and harder, to be honest, because there are so many students coming in. Back in the days, like we know everybody, all the professors know every student. It was nice, but we're still, almost everyone knows each other. And we're trying to get to know everyone, and it's always fun, to get to see how the students kind of improve and develop. The first time they come here as freshmen or transfer students, by the time they're senior, they just develop fully, become almost a different person, ready for jobs and everything. And then next, I'm going to talk a little bit about the curriculum later on, right? There's curriculum requirements, new areas, innovate. And again, this whole PowerPoint, this whole presentation pre-recorded on the website. However, when we get to curriculum and then tips later on, we'll give you more of the student's perspective, how to really navigate within these structures of curriculum requirements, so these are very good to know. And again, our mission is just be recognized leader in translational biomedical research. In other words, whatever you're doing, the translational means, it's kind of a fun word too. Translational means whatever you're doing in the lab, right? Research, cell culture, whatever. You're going to translate that, meaning you're going to take that in the lab into a biomedical, turn that into a product, turn that into something meaningful, something that can help, more people, right? And also to provide hands-on educational research to solving real world problems, right? Whatever we do, we try to, think about the bigger pictures. And the amazing things is, everything is almost online. You can learn about all these problems in the world, biomedical problems, and come together, meet up with your friends. Hey, this is how you solve it. I'm gonna tell you how there's this different clubs or student club chapters that dedicate to looking at those. They're called BME Idea, and it's probably a really cool club you should check out. And here are our faculty and staff, right? We have Dr. Guna Safaduri, department chair, and then we have Dr. Valerian Bobo, Dr. Alexander Bellofier, Dr. Guna Simon, Dr. Lineweber, Dr. Journey, Dr. Wang, Emilio. We are very nice department. Everyone's really cool. Everyone's amazing. And if you do come by, please do come by. We're in 233, I think. Actually, we need to double check the COVID guideline. I forgot. I think it's only students at the moment. I forgot. But yeah, when things open up, we're 233. That's our office. Let's talk about curriculum. Let's talk about how do you look at these curriculum? How plan out your life, which I highly suggest, right? When you come here as a freshman or recent transfer, please plan out your doesn't have to be perfect, but do kind of write on paper anywhere the next 4 years, the next 2 years, what courses you're going to take. And then slowly, when things come up, make the changes, adapt to the courses. Like some people don't know that some courses only offer in the spring, right? And some courses only offer in the fall. So when you're already planning your courses, you're going to have to adapt. Like, I forgot that I did not know that this course only offered in the fall. Let me make sure I correct that and adjust my schedule. Okay, it's hard to do, but try to get the mindset. Usually typical in the 4-year degree, there is the general education, right? So that's humanities, history, and so on. So around this time, right? Students are generally not really part of a major. They are doing the general education, meaning everything. And then it takes about 1 to 2 years, and then they fully take the real major courses, right? Lower division in this case, like these are part within a major, BME classes or so on. Or some of these are still kind of broad, depends on engineering will have to take these, but students, this is a year where you can kind of change your major here and there, and we'll go over the forms in case you want to make that change. But I hope you don't, right? I hope you're going to be biomedical engineer. And then later on, of course, becomes this 3rd year and 4th year. This is when you know for sure I'm going to be a BME. I'm going to switch anymore. You can still switch, but this is where you're already taking that BME courses. You're taking a few. If you do switch, you'll be at the disadvantage in which you have to retake. Let's say you change to chemical engineer or material engineer, then you have to retake those junior courses in chemical or material engineering, let's say, right? People tend to be just hang on to their major at this point and just progress and get better and better. And then this is kind of overview, but let's narrow it down. And once again, feel free to stop me if you have any questions. For those of you who come in just now, no. So usually lower division. So once again, we're going to start right here. The general education is just, again, history, reading, English 1A, English 1B, and so on and so forth, which obviously, if you're in high school, you can take these at community college, right? That's how you do it. And then you can think about your transcripts. This is something I never really thought about, but now I'm starting to think about it, right? Think about the unit. It's part of your life. You're taking let's say you're in high school right now, you take all these unit class, there's unit requirement to graduate high school, right? You're gonna take all these classes and fill up, just like this general education and then some electives and so on. And then if some people, what they do is they also take a few fun classes like English classes and so on in community college. And the transcript, the unit that you get on your transcript, they stay with you. And you can, not have to take it. These, for example, this is another way people do it is AP classes, right? Of course, math 30, 31, 32, those are the count 1, count 2, and count 3. And calculus A, B, and BC, I believe, take care of 30 and 31, right? Use these AP courses. And again, all of these classes, you can learn them on YouTube by yourself. And then when you do take them, you do much better. I know we're transitioning into the new world of online Zoom and everything. And it's always, I try to tell my colleagues, classmates, current students to always try to look at the material ahead of time. It's all online now, YouTube, Khan Academy, all that stuff. But typically in a lower division core, these are classes you would take for BME major, okay? And generally, of course, you have to get a GPA 2.0 or higher for each of these courses, or usually C- cannot be lower than C-. So hence the saying C for degree. The entire lower division core must be complete with GPA 2.0. Okay, so lower division, do well generally. If you put some time to these classes, you generally do well. Each of these, the good thing, amazing thing, each of these have their own support classes that come with it. That depend on the college. I know for Chem 1A, Chem 1B, Dr. Singh Master, she would have different student groups or different that help students do better in these classes, right? They go over the quizzes, go over the materials. That these are students who excel in these classes that come back and kind of help teach a class. It's part of some of the program. Also, same for the math department. They do have some of these support classes, I would say, that optional, you can take them. So, and again, some of these classes you can take at community college. If you're a freshman though, however, right? You can transfer the unit over, start looking into that. However, if you're already a transfer student, there's a maximum unit that you can only transfer, usually at 70 units or so. That means you'll be a different position. I came here as a freshman, so I know more from that perspective. Because of my friends who are transferred, they will tell me they already maxed out units. So just please be aware of that. And then when you get to a junior course, when we're in the real BME classes, introduction to BME classes, they're the foundation biomedical engineering, in which you learn about the fundamental of conservation of energy, right? All the stuff you learned in the past, like the conservation of energy means things gotta be destroyed or created. It can only be transferred from one state from another state, so on and so forth. So you learn about charges, some chemical foundations, the overall foundation of biomedical engineering. And you learn more about how the flow of things, Navier, Stokes, and these are junior courses. This is the course that I'm teaching right now. It's about CAD development, SolidWorks, 3D design. And I'm gonna go over how some of these, you can get jobs just knowing some of these stuff. Let's say this class right here, that's SolidWorks class. Some companies do need engineer who CAD, to do CAD, draw up 3D part, component, designing fixture, designing. And some people do get jobs from taking these classes, some of these classes. And this is the time where you kind of want to look into your first semester, you do these classes, second semester, there's a schedule down below. I'll go over a little bit more, but it's about time to look into for internship, right? You'll be enough like, hey, you can do some designing internships. So I'm gonna tell a little bit more in depth. Then comes senior core, where you learn about statistical analysis, different polymers, material, and then there's some electives coming up as well. And this is the schedule. It's subject to change, right? This is the fall of 2019. I believe they have a new. This is just suggest a study, a 4-year study plan. I did the 5-year study plan. So you look at the course load, 16 units, 15 units. I like to go slow and effective. I don't like rushing. So I did a 5-year plan. So usually my class would be 12 or 13 max, per semester. Not 6. It's doable. 16 is doable. But let me see. I love the annotation tool. I'm gonna use the annotation tool. So this is the time where you kind of do your general education, right? Such as English, and then it's kind of combined with, it is not an English class, combined with some of the junior course, such as calculus, right? These can be waived with AP exam, and this one also, I think, AP exam, but these are really fun classes, Chem 1A, Chem 1B, but do make sure to do well in those, right? This is the time where you get to become, you're in college, right? This is where you have to be aware of your time, how you're spending your time and all that. And then there's also calculus, theory. So these first 2 years, kind of crucial, do very well. And there are lots of the resources that help you do well as well in College of Engineering and department on a university level as a whole. There's it's in Clark building, CLARK. I forgot what they call it. But now this year 3 and 4 start getting serious, BME classes. And this is where you actually meet your friends, meet your students, which I do not recommend that. Year 1, start meeting as many friends as possible. Just join different society. I'm gonna talk a little bit more now, next few slides. There's student society that help kind of develop yourself. One particular is, I know I'm biased, but I did it. I was very involved with the Biomedical Engineering Student Society. I did multiple leadership role. I do highly recommend to start freshman year. The issues is people tend to leave, right? You don't meet a lot of your BME friends down here in these first 2 years. But if you do find them, get to know, try to reach out as many as possible and kind of join the club. And then when you meet them again, you be more classes together. That's when the group projects got to get to know. When you do group project, you already know who's the right friend who can, I can get work done together well, and then you kind of get it done. You're gonna meet a lot of your fellow BME friends here. Okay, so this is suggestive. So when you start freshman year or transfer students, kind of look at these, kind of plan ahead, like, hey, look around. And then, so once again, do maintain a 2.0 or higher. I know you can do it. Everybody can do it. It's not that hard. You can do this. Believe in yourself. All right. And if you kind of struggle, please reach out. Professors, friends, anybody advising, they'll help you out. People are very nice out here. You can reach out to me too. I'm like, hey, this is how you do it. Be careful with this class. Just do well here. Study here. Here are some YouTube videos. Brush up on the skills, so on and so forth. Mandatory engineering with engineering. Every student, every semester, before you sign up for classes, you have to do an advising. Otherwise, you will not be able to sign up for classes. They will lock you out. There's like a advising hold. You see on your MyCSU, okay? You have to do advising, and you have to plan out what course you're gonna take, and your advisor will look at that. and they will approve and not approve. Okay, so that help keep you on track and ensure you're on the right path. Okay, so let's talk briefly about advising. Very simple, very straightforward. Each semester, I kind of hinted at, you have to do the advising form. So there is a form that for you to do advising, Spartan Connect. There's a certain website. You can sign up for a advising appointment and you take the class. And the form is typically what the form looks like. You put in your name, you put in your course, and then you put in the class that you're proposing to take in pencil, usually in pencil. But then again, I forgot. Last time I did advising was before the pandemic. It was in person, so I did it in pencil. But I believe that may be a different way to do it now. I think it's online on Zoom or so on. And you sign and you submit, and then your advising hold will be taken off, and you can sign up for classes. But I'll go a little bit more tip and tricks later on about what to look out for. This is not very this is fall 2020, well, fall 20, but it doesn't have to be correct date. There's a few dates that you want to be aware of. This is not always correct date because this is 2020, we're in 2021, but there's a few days you need to look at. Is the first day of classes for sure, right? You know when's first day of classes, last day to drop, and last day to add classes. Notice how last day to drop and last day to add is always a week after. Every year, all the time, last day to drop, last day to add. The idea being for those students who come in for with financial aid. And the thing about financial aid, you have to be a full-time to get a certain amount of aid. If you're part-time, you get a little bit lower. So when you're full-time, when you're taking a class that you kind of worry, oh no, I'm not going to handle this, I'm going to drop it. So be aware of the day you drop. But however, to add is the mindset of adding is, okay, I know so you just drop. Make sure you add another class to make sure you get a financial aid unit or whatever program scholarship you're with, to make sure you add your class to be at the full-time level. So there it is, right? Usually, I don't want to say the word usually, it's all the time. It's the last day to add is always after the drop. And usually there's a week in between, 1 week. All right, please be very mindful when it's the last day to drop, last day to add. Otherwise, you get a W. There we go, a W. I don't know what actually a W does. Right? I never had it, but be careful. Do look into that, okay? And then application deadline, usually when you're a senior, the semester before you graduate, usually senior in the fall, right? You fill out these applications. This is a fun time to do it. And then all these, break holidays, you just know when they come up. Like, oh yeah, that's right, that's holiday. I forgot. Boom, boom. All right. Usually, I never pay attention, but do pay attention to first day of classes for sure, right? Usually, when you're on vacation for the summer, kind of want to come back. The interesting thing is, before pandemic, first days you have to be in person, and if not there on the first day, I think you get dropped. The instructor take roll, and they're like, okay, you're not here. But now the funny thing is on Zoom, everything's on Zoom, so you can be like in Europe and turn on Zoom. Hey, first day. But again, first to add, first to drop, first to add. Be very careful when those are. Okay. And then again, there's a change of major. Hope you don't have to do this, but there's a form you can change, right? I think you have to meet someone. I don't remember what's the process. I've never done it. Okay, yeah, there's the advisor involved as well, right? So it's just another form that you got to fill it out, change of major. I hope no one has to change of major. Just stay with BME and do good work. People, nice field faculty. So the people comprised about major that help put together, or they still around, are the faculty always here. Should be reachable email. Industry advisory committee that help support our student chapter, major, just overall. Sometimes they come in guest speaker, right? Guest speaker that bring industry knowledge into the class and would help. And the students, probably the most fun people. We have students all over now. It's interesting. Remember, we got approved in 2011. Between 2011, oh, that's like 10 years, 10-year anniversary. I don't know, did they do that? They did not do that. I don't remember. But yeah, 2011. And now, before it, we only offer undergraduate, so bachelor degree. A couple of years later, we offer, oh, I'm sorry. I think they offer master first. They did bachelor. But now we offer both. That's what I'm trying to say. It's been a long time. And again, from a student's perspective, please, academic integrity, very important, all right? This is universities, college, no plagiarism. It's a process. It's called plagiarism is you taking someone else's work and make it your own. Like literally, I take your work, hey, I submit. Never, never do that. Never submit someone else's work because again, once it's online, once it's submitted, no matter what it is, whether it's turning out calm or not, it's in the system now and they can always look at it, right? Never unauthorized assistant exam, do on your own unless it's a group exam or exam, you just do on your own and never submit anyone's work unless it's like group work. Then if you do group work, you put everyone's name on it, right? It's not just you, right? Plagiarism. So otherwise, if you submit this is individual work, you're always absolutely work together. Always do homework together. When you do it together, the homework that you produce, it must be your own work, your writing, your everything, your thinking, your process. Try not to make it exactly the same too, but still, you're welcome to work together in groups, but never submit, especially when it comes to online, things are digital. Digital means technologies are so much better now to keeping track of all these work. So just be very careful, right? And you can have fair grading, set to records, office hour. Please do use office hour. Please do. All forms are now electronically. Probation, usually when you're under certain GPA for a semester, less than 2.0 or so for undergraduate and less than 3.0 for master's students, you're on probation and you continue to do better. Just do better until you get out of that GPA range and then you're out of probation. Just keep working hard, just always work hard. And then this is about majority of the classes. We have a lot of resource, but also some of the things you want to be careful of is classes sometimes are very hard to get enrolled in. A lot of students try to get in, so careful. Parking is bad. It was before pandemic. Now it's kind of interesting. Parking is semi-okay because things are kind of opening up. There's international student services and part room. There's MLK library. Interlibrary is very good. I've done this when I was in high school. This is amazing. Meaning, if a library doesn't have a book that you want to borrow, you can do something called interlibrary. It means you can request that library. There's a link online. Just look it up. Or there's also Link Plus. It's an entire library network that will request a book for you. It will ship to your library. You come up and pick it up, and that book could be from the Library of Congress, even, right? If that book is where you're getting from. And then you can borrow it, read it for a week or 2 weeks and 3 weeks, I think, and then return it. That's an amazing process. That's amazing. Take advantage of all these resources. But again, all the books are kind of PDF online now. And then MLK is probably the facts. Largest public library west of the Mississippi. You're gonna hear a lot of very interesting facts. Largest public library. Emphasis public. If it's private, then they're probably larger than MLK, but it's public library west of Mississippi, we're largest. Event center, right? Exercise facilities. If you're a freshman or student, if you're just a student, take advantage of all these things. We have one of the best looking gyms. They just finished building a couple years ago, $2 million, I think $3 million. Probably the best gyms, best weight rack, amazing basketball hoops court, lots of weight racks, just a nice swimming pool. Take advantage, take care of your health, take care of your body. You're a biomedical engineering, so biomedical, good health, good body, good mindset. You're gonna do well. Spartan bookstores and good restaurant within walking distance. There's Navix. There is Student Union's food is okay. Navix is pretty cool. They got a good sauce, but there's a lot of places around here. So take advantage of those. And again, as a reminder, some classes are only offer, enrollment. So these are classes offered both semester, but usually 115 is when the new students comes in. So they take in the fall. So they start out taking the fall. This means a lot of students. There are so many students that are so hard to get in. When it's spring, there's not a lot of people taking the class. So it's lower attendance, okay? And then same for this. So do be mindful of that planning your route. And then catalog rights, remember, so let's say you're entering this year, 2021, when you arrive, that means you're under the set of requirement for that degree, for your degree. It's inside a catalog. And just need to be very careful. You can find this on one SASU, and you can find out what catalog you're in. So when you apply for graduation, you're under a set of requirement, right? A set of requirement that you have to do for that particular catalog. And some students, what we have so far is actually some students came from, like me, I came for undergrad, 2008, 2013. I graduated and I came back. Hey, let me finish a master as well. So I came back. And if you do that, that means you probably came here for undergrad. You take a few classes, you take a few electives, right? You do have to take electives toward your major. So what you also want to know is, if you do that, if you plan to pursue master degree, you cannot double count, meaning you cannot take a 200 level class toward you graduating undergrad and then later on use it toward graduating for master. You cannot do that. So what happened is you can take some extra 200 level classes toward your master and not use it for undergrad. So whatever you don't use for undergrad, you can use for a master degree, if that makes any sense, right? So if you listen, you kind of read this, and it will make sense. So basically, I'm taking a 200 level class. The question is, am I using it for my undergraduate degree? If I am using it for my electives for my undergraduate degree, then I cannot use it again for my master degree when I come back. However, if I'm taking a 200 level class and I'm just taking it for my own knowledge, I do well. I don't use it for my graduation because I'm already taking a bunch of electives that I'm guaranteed to graduate for undergraduate. So now that I have an extra on my transcripts, extra 200 level class on my transcripts, and then now I'm back for master, I am now able to use that fun extra class, 200 level BME graduate class toward my master degree, which means it will shorten the amount of classes you have to take for your master degree, if that makes sense. Okay. And there's some more details on the courses. This online course again, some classes becoming online, so on and so forth. And some department in-person, there's some in-person labs as well. So always contact, communication, talk to your instructor, or make sure you know whether classes is online or not. And that's some COVID. Lots of we do have a lot of people saying, lots of nice things. Say nice things about our department. Amazed about students, because what we do also is we're very connected with so we have the major, right, the department, BME, and we have the student chapter, biomedical engineering society, made up students, professors, industry, and just everyone just learning, collaborating, and just meeting other people through our conferences. And people are very impressed with us, right? One of the doctor at Stanford Hospital, she worked with us, do some research with some of the professor here, very amazed with our program, and some other conference speaker who came to us and was very impressed with how we carry out each other. And what I recommend, to be successful is continue learning, okay? When you come to San Jose State, you have abundant of resources that will help you. One thing is LinkedIn Learning. If you never heard of it, please do look it up. It's free for San Jose State. Everybody at San Jose State, you have a ID login. You can learn everything. It's free. You learn how to use SolidWorks. You learn how to do software, coding, graphic, making movies, making music, industry and music. Doesn't matter. Highly recommend these first two skills, SolidWorks and coding. Maybe coding first, SolidWorks. They're both equally great. This is free. Basically, this is one-stop website for you, for a San Jose State student, all right? You go in here, you can look up LinkedIn Learning, you can look up My SASU, and then you can look up Canvas. And this is a student group that I highly recommend you joining if you're starting out freshman, sophomore, or a transfer. that helps kind of develop yourself, get to meet new people. That's how I did it. When I was a freshman, I kind of stayed in the group freshman year, even though I don't meet any other BME, but now I'm meeting upperclassmen. And you get to see, go back to the schedule, you get to see, because notice how on the schedule, there is something called senior project. So can you imagine as a freshman, looking at all these students doing senior project, and kind of see what problems they're going through, what kind of struggle they're going through. You kind of see it because you join the club, you just hang out. There's a club room, there's a room on campus, physical room that you can be in, study, and just relax and just look around you, all these amazing people hustling, doing classes, and you can hang around and you can tell a freshman, come and join, just relax and kind of learn, develop your skill. Something I want everyone to work on is try to do more public speaking. And within BMES, you will get chances to go into the crowd, just do public speaking. Could be conference presenting, could be introducing a next speaker for the conference, all that fun stuff that gets you out of your comfort zone. I was scared to death back in the day, but you get a little bit better as the year goes on. So there's lots of resources for you within this student group, and I've been with them for many years, and we are actually top in the nation. We won multiple awards, and we continue to be the best, strive for greatness. So do join and just develop yourself. Take advantage of all these opportunities. And so just want to say thank you for being here. This is recorded, so that's great. So students, anybody can look at it and enjoy the semester. Please do reach out if you have any questions. I'm still going to be here for the next 10 minutes. So if you have any questions, please do ask. Yes, that is correct email. Yes. Please, let us know if you have any questions. We reply fast. I do, but I don't know other people. LinkedIn Learning, do look at it. A lot of these classes you can already do right now. Like you can kind of have a feel of all these classes, pick up a skill and do very well. Either SolidWorks or coding, whatever, Python, it could be anything. Just do well, just hustle. Any questions? I hope you liked it. Let me see what else I can improve on. This is a nice picture. I like it. It's not very up to date though, but Okay. So that's us. That is biomedical engineering. Let me stop here.